My self-absorbed father handed my daughter a twig for her 10th birthday and smugly declared that lavish gifts were reserved for his other grandchildren. The room erupted in uneasy laughter, but half an hour later, a heavy silence fell when I took a stand. I always knew my father was narcissistic, but this crossed a line I never imagined he'd reach. Amanda had been buzzing with excitement for her birthday for weeks. She'd scribbled down her dreams. A bike, paints, perhaps a dollhouse. My wife, Emily, and I threw a grand party, decking out the house and inviting family and friends. Balloons floated, the cake gleamed, and Amanda beamed with joy. Then my parents arrived, predictably tardy. My father strutted in with his usual arrogance, my mother quietly in tow. He carried no gift bag, no wrapped box, just a jagged, broken stick. Amanda stared, puzzled. "What's this?" she asked. My father thrust the twig at her. "Your birthday gift," he said with a smug grin. The room stilled. A few nervous laughs broke the silence. My sister, Laura, and her husband shared a smirk. My mother forced a chuckle. Amanda hesitated, then took the stick, holding it like it might sting. "I don't get it," she said softly. My father clapped, grinning wider. "Fancy gifts are for the other grandkids," he announced, then let out a booming laugh, as if he just delivered the punchline of the century. Laura snickered. Her husband smirked. A few clueless guests tittered politely, unaware of the venom in his words. Amanda's face crumpled. She turned to Emily and me, her voice quivering. "Why's Grandpa saying that?" Emily pulled her close, stroking her back. I saw Emily's jaw clench, her telltale sign of suppressed fury. I wasn't holding back. I faced my father, voice low. "What's wrong with you?" He shrugged, unfazed. "You've never earned my respect, William. Why should I spend on your kid?" The laughter stopped cold. Guests shifted, suddenly aware this wasn't a jest. Rage surged through me. Years of his manipulations, his favoritism, his control games flooded my mind. But instead of losing it, I did something else. I smiled. Then I crossed the room, and my father's smug expression faltered for the first time that night. I grabbed a knife. The room froze, breaths held. Not in a threatening way, I wasn't unhinged, but in a way that signaled something big was coming. I turned to Amanda's beloved cake and sliced 2 perfect pieces. One for her, one for Emily. Then I faced my father. "You're done here," I said. Silence. Not awkward, not uneasy. A profound, chilling silence that seemed to sink into the walls, marking a permanent shift. For 30 minutes, no one spoke. Not my father. Not my mother. Not Laura. Not a single guest. And just when my father thought he still held the reins, I decided to end it for good. For 30 minutes, the silence held. My father sat, arms folded, his smirk fading as he realized no one was leaping to his side. My mother stared at her hands. Laura avoided my gaze. Guests fidgeted, unsure whose side to take. Amanda sat beside Emily, nibbling her cake with trembling hands. She wasn't crying anymore, but her spark was gone. That hurt most of all. Finally, my father leaned back and scoffed. "Really, William? Over a joke?" I kept my voice steady. "You humiliated my daughter on her birthday in front of everyone. That's no joke." He rolled his eyes. "She's 10. She'll get over it." Amanda looked up. "No, I won't." His face twitched. For a moment, I saw a flicker of doubt in his eyes. Then it vanished. "Pathetic," he muttered. "This family's gone weak." That was it. I stood. "Get out." He laughed sharply. "You're kicking me out? Your own father? Over a gift for your kid?" Emily stood too. "Yes, leave. Now." The tension was suffocating. My mother lifted her head, lips tight, as if she might speak, but she stayed quiet. Laura huffed. "Come on. Dad was just teasing." I cut her off. "You think it's fine? That he treats Amanda like trash while your kids get everything?" She shrugged. "Maybe if you weren't so." I didn't let her finish. "Enough. I'm done pretending. Dad's never respected me. That's fine. He's always favored you and your kids. But I'm done letting Amanda feel worthless. It ends now. My father shook his head, shoving his chair back. Unbelievable. Always playing the victim. I stepped closer. Victim? You gave my daughter a stick on her birthday and laughed about only spending on Laura's kids. That's not a joke. That's you being a selfish, cruel man. He had no response. Just stood there, jaw tight, fists balled. I turned to my mother. And you? You're just going to let him do this? She hesitated. Then, in a voice softer than I expected, said, I didn't know he'd go this far. That shifted everything. My father spun on her, eyes narrowing. What did you say? She straightened, voice firmer. I knew you favored Laura's kids. But this was too much. Laura's jaw dropped. Mom! My mother stood slowly, clutching her purse. We should leave. My father's laugh was hollow. You're siding with him? She didn't answer, just looked away. For the first time, my father was speechless. But I wasn't done. Both of you out. Now. My mother didn't argue. She gave Amanda a fleeting, almost regretful look, then headed for the door. My father lingered, scanning the room for allies. When none stepped up, his face twisted. You're pathetic, William, he spat. A week. Out. I said, voice like ice. He gave a bitter chuckle and shook his head. Fine. But don't come begging when you realize you can't erase me. I held the door open, silent. My mother left first. He followed, but paused at the threshold, glancing at Laura. You coming? Laura hesitated, looking at me, Emily, then Amanda, still clutching the twig. She sighed and stood. Yeah, I'm coming. She grabbed her husband's arm, and they trailed my parents out. The door shut. For a moment, no one moved. Guests waited for a signal, unsure what to do. But there was nothing to say. Then Amanda broke. She sobbed, burying her face in Emily's arms. Emily knelt, whispering comfort, stroking her back. I crouched beside them, hand on Amanda's shoulder. It's okay, honey. She cried harder. Why does Grandpa hate me? Emily's eyes shut tight. I forced my voice to stay calm. He doesn't hate you. He just doesn't know how to be kind. She sniffled. But he's nice to Laura's kids. I swallowed hard. I know, sweetheart. It's not fair. But we love you more than anything. You don't need him to be happy. She wiped her eyes. But my party's ruined. And she was right. The room felt heavy. No laughter, no joy. Guests mumbled excuses and slipped out. The perfect birthday was shattered. Emily and I tried to salvage the mood, but the damage was done. The candles had melted. The gifts felt hollow. Amanda tried to smile, to act okay. But she wasn't. And that's when I decided. This wasn't over. My father wouldn't walk away thinking he'd won. He'd humiliated my daughter, and I'd make him regret it. He wanted to play cruel games? Fine. Play too. Smarter. Revenge was coming, and he'd never see it. My father thrived on control, always had. He controlled my mother, my sister, and tried to control me. But one thing he couldn't touch: my business. I built it from the ground up. Sleepless nights, endless risks, every hurdle overcome. When it succeeded, he acted like he'd had a hand in it. Never invested a cent, never offered advice. Yet he bragged about our company. He'd introduce me like I was his employee. For years, I let it slide, hoping it'd earn his respect. Foolish. After Amanda's birthday, I was done. The next day, I called my lawyer. Cut him out entirely, I said. My lawyer paused. You sure? He's not officially tied, but he acts like he's nothing. Make it clear. And so I severed him. He didn't notice at first, too busy sulking, expecting my apology. But when his calls to my office went unanswered, when his name vanished from anything he'd claimed, he sensed trouble. Then the storm hit. He barged into my office, shoving past my assistant. William, he barked. What's this nonsense? I leaned back, calm. No idea what you mean. His face reddened. I called the bank. They won't talk to me. Your board says I'm not welcome. What are you pulling? I shrugged. You said I don't deserve respect. Why should you have any part of my work? His jaw tightened. I built this with you. I laughed. No, I built it. You just pretended. You ungrateful. Careful, I said. This is my building. I owe you nothing. He looked lost, his illusion of power crumbling. He'd spent years acting like a titan, boasting about his company. Now he had nothing, and he'd done it to himself. He stepped closer, desperate to regain control. You think you can erase me? Already did. His breathing grew heavy. He looked ready to explode, but he had no leverage, no power. You'll regret this, he growled, voice shaking. You need me. I smiled. No, Dad. I never did. I called security. They didn't need to touch him. 2 guards entered, and he saw how small he looked. An old man raging in a place he didn't belong. You're serious? He hissed. You think you can waltz in and make demands? This isn't your domain. Never was. He muttered. You think you're untouchable? I smiled. I am. The office door opened again. My mother walked in. I hadn't expected her. Hadn't spoken since the party. She stood there, looking between us, her expression unreadable. Howard, she said softly. Come with me. His anger shifted to confusion. What are you doing here? She took a breath, then turned to me. William, can we talk privately? I nodded to the guards. Leave us. They left, shutting the door. Just the 3 of us now. Mom, whatever you're about to say. I began, but she raised a hand. I know you're furious and you're right. What your father did was wrong. I should have stopped him years ago. My father's head whipped toward her. Barbara, what? She ignored him. You need to hear me out. I crossed my arms. Go on. She hesitated, then dropped a bombshell. I want out. Of him. Of this life I've been stuck in for decades. My father's face paled. What are you saying? She swallowed. I'm done, Howard. Done with you. He laughed, bitter. You think William will save you? She turned to me. I should have left years ago. I was scared of losing the house, security, everything. But I'm not scared now. I stared, processing. You're leaving him? She nodded. If you'll help me. My father slammed the desk. You're insane. She flinched but stood firm. No, Howard. I'm finally clear. He turned to me, seething. This is your doing. You turned her against me. I leaned back. No, Dad. You managed that yourself. He was unraveling, powerless. It was satisfying. He shook, his voice low. You're really leaving me? Yes, my mother said, steady. He laughed bitterly. You'll get nothing without me. I tilted my head. Sure about that? He scoffed. What's that supposed to mean? I tapped my desk. You never handled the finances. Mom did. You just gave orders, thinking you ran everything. His eyes flicked to her. Barbara. She looked at me, then him. I've talked to lawyers. Everything in my name is mine. Half the house, half the savings. And after what I've put up with, I'm taking more. My father's jaw dropped. I smiled. Oh, and those loans you took out, thinking I'd cover them with my company? When they don't get paid, the bank comes for you, not me. He stared, realizing his ruin. You're bluffing, he whispered. I leaned back. Try me. He turned to my mother. You can't do this. She met his gaze, fearless. You did this, Howard. He stumbled, clutching the desk for support. You ungrateful. I cut him off. No, Dad. That's you. You had a family and played favorites. You had a son who built something great, and you tried to steal the credit. You had a wife who stayed loyal, and you treated her like nothing. I shook my head. You lost it all, and it's on you. Silence fell. My father had no retort, no manipulation left. He'd lost. A ping from my phone broke the quiet. A text from Emily. Amanda's doing better. Took her for ice cream. She's smiling. I exhaled, relief washing over me. Amanda was okay, safe from his toxicity. I looked at him. Time to go. He stared, his eyes holding something. Regret, maybe, or just fury at his defeat. He turned and left. My mother lingered, looking at me with quiet gratitude. Thank you, she said softly. For what? For showing me I still have a choice. Then she left too. My father was gone from my life. And it felt right. Not revenge for revenge's sake, but to protect my daughter. To ensure she'd never feel unloved again. As I left the office to join my family, I knew one thing. My father would never hurt us again. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and follow for more emotional and uplifting tales. Your support means everything. Thank you for joining this journey.